Welcome to my house. The first thing I want to do is preheat the oven to 350. After preheating the oven to 350, you want to take out some sugar, an egg, vanilla, and a stick of butter. Then you're going to want to put in that stick of butter into your mixing bowl. Then you're going to take 3/4 cups of sugar and put that into your mixing bowl as well. Then you're going to have both that butter and your sugar creamed together as one. After having those cream, you're going to want to add in the teaspoon of vanilla, and then that one egg I told you guys to get out. And then you're going to have those also mixed together as well. Slowly but surely it will become creamy. Then you want to take out salt, baking powder, and some flour. The first thing you're going to add into a separate bowl is the 2 cups of flour. Sorry, the audio's a little mixed up here. The next thing you're going to want to add in is 2 teaspoons of baking powder. After adding in the 2 tablespoons of baking powder, then you're going to want to get a pinch of salt. Since my measuring spoons have a pinch spoon, I go ahead and pick that, but you guys can just use your fingers and pinch just a pinch. Now it's time to whisk. Whisk this softly and carefully, please, because you do not want to spill it all over, as I did there, which mistakes happen and that's okay. Then into your electric mixer, you're going to want to add in half of that flour mix you just made. Now you're going to have those mix on a medium speed, not too high but not too low. Oh, and almost forgot. Don't forget to add the 3/4 cups of milk. Then you're going to have that go on still a medium speed, but be careful because the milk does, splash a little bit. And now after adding in that milk, add in the rest of your flour mix. And this can also go at a medium speed, just be careful, like I've been saying throughout the whole video. And also make sure to scrape the sides because you want to get everything into your bowl. Try not to leave anything out. The next ingredient you want to take out is some flour, cinnamon, a butter stick, one stick of butter, sorry, and some brown sugar. Now you're gonna want to take 3 tablespoons of softened butter, preferably. You're gonna want to add 3/4 of softened butter into a separate bowl. Now you're gonna want to take your cinnamon and add 1 tablespoon of it into that bowl that we put in the butter. The next thing you're gonna want to add in is a 1/2 cup of flour. Now after that, you're gonna want to add in a 1/2 cup of packed brown sugar. You can pour some in and then pat it down some more and then add some more so you get a good amount of brown sugar into the bowl. And after adding all of those ingredients in, you're gonna want to just pinch everything together softly and carefully because you just want to be careful. You don't want to spill anything. And this is what it should look like when everything is put together. Now you're gonna want to put that bowl aside and go ahead and get out another bowl, which will be for your topping since we just made the filling. You're gonna want to take out some flour, brown sugar, cinnamon, and some softened butter as well. You're gonna want to take 5 tablespoons of softened butter and add that to that bowl you just brought over. And now you're gonna want to add in 3 cups of flour. After adding in your flour, now you're gonna want to take a 1/2 cup of brown sugar and add that into the bowl. Remember, patting down leaves more room for more brown sugar. Now go ahead and add that to the bowl. And now the next ingredient you're going to want to add in is a tablespoon of cinnamon. And now you're going to want to take that fork I told you guys to go and just basically kind of like fork them together. I'm not sure I really how to say it that way, but just poke them all in together. If you would like to grab a bigger fork, that might help you as well, but it's all on what you prefer to use. The next thing you're gonna want to do is gonna grab a 9x9 pan, which will be used for your coffee cake. And don't forget to get your cooking spray. That's one thing you really need. Behind the scenes, I went and grabbed a paper towel and I just smeared that all around the sides and on the bottom of the pan so that the cookie spray got all over. Now the next thing I want to do after that is just pour in half of the cake batter. Don't put in the full, just half. Remember. Make sure that you get all four sides of the cake batter. All four sides of the pan. Now you're going to want to take your filling and go ahead and just sprinkle that on top of your first layer of cake batter. Now you're going to want to take the rest of your cake batter and put that on top of your filling, making sure not to disturb the filling with the cake batter. And making sure to spread that along all four sides as well. And if you end up disturbing your second layer, it's alright, mistakes happen. That's how it should look so far. Then the last thing you're going to do is you're going to take your topping and just sprinkle that as well all along the top of that last cake batter you poured on. Now you're going to want to put it into the oven for 45 to 50 minutes. This is the process halfway through the baking process. And now here is the finishing product of the coffee cake. I baked mine for about 45 minutes. It all just depends on how long you want to cook it for. Checking with a toothpick is also a good idea. Luckily, mine was just right.